Roll number 41.
Yes, sir.
Sir, please read the back.
Okay, sir. Okay. Good morning, one and all. Sir, welcome to 13th MMTC Baba Sahab Ambedkar Marathwada University, Sambhajinagar, Maharashtra. My name is Saud Ahmed, roll number 41. Today's morning profile is related one of the professor who has outstanding experience in teaching and research in the field of computer science and information technology, an awardee of DST Fast Track Young Scientist. The name of today's resource person is Dr. Pravin Yannawar, Associate Professor in Vision and Intelligent System Lab Department of Computer Science and Information Technology. Sir, also working as a Director of University Network and Information Center, UNIC, and University Science and Instrumentation Center, USIC, Dr. Baba Sahab Ambedkar Marathwada University, Shambhajinagar, Maharashtra. Sir has outstanding number in citation. Total Google Scholar citation is 1,325 and 927 since 2018. H index 16, H10 index 14 Google Scholar. 11 citation in Scopus, 7 citations in Web of Science, 218 3 citation in Scopus, 11 citation in H index. Sir also holds a number of patent system. The patents are System for Thought-Based Communication India, Device for Performing Optical Angiography of Retinal Image India, an Emergency Vehicle Transit and Public Alert System thereof India, UIT-based Preferential Electronic Voting Machine and System thereof India, Optimized Deep Convolution, Neural Network-based object detection for blind and visually impaired people in India. Sir has vast experience as a journal reviewer and editor in different reputed journals in national and international platforms like Reviewer to Springer, Journal of Medical Systems, Reviewer to Elsewhere, Journal of King Saud University, Computer and Information Sciences, Reviewer to Springer, Journal of Pattern Recognition and Artificial Intelligence, GPARI, Reviewer to Springer, Journal of Machine Learning and Cybernetics, JMLC, Reviewer to Springer Journal of Multimedia Tools and Application, JMTAP, Associate Editor of Frontiers of Robotics and Artificial Intelligence, a special issue of recent trends in image processing and pattern recognition. Sir has also part of many academic and professional membership in different national and international body of organization, such as member of IUPRI, PRAI, Indian Unit of Pattern Recognition and Artificial Intelligence, Indian Statistical Institute, Kolkata, member of IETE, Institution of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineers, member of International Association of Engineers, Hong Kong, members of ACM CSTA Computer Science Teachers Association, USA, member of IACSIT Singapore International Association of Computer Science and Information Technology, Singapore. In field of awards and prize, Sir got first prize in Inter-University State Level Research Festival, Avishkar 2009, organized by University of Sholapur, Maharashtra, for identifying criminals using facial expressions under teacher category for engineering and technology branch. Sir also holds Vidya Bhushan Award 2010 by NISA, Indian NetSet Association, Amravati. Sir has published more than edited books and edited books. The title of last book is published by Sir is Mobile Operating System with Ankit Bhavar, Manoj Davre. Publisher Dr. Baba Sahab Ambedkar University, Ahmedabad. ISBN 9788-194057703, June 2019. Sir has organized many conferences, refreshes, courses, workshop. Sir organized first international conference of advance in computer vision and artificial intelligence technologies. Sir organized pre-conference workshop on pattern analysis and machine intelligence. Sir organized third biennial international conference on recent trends in image processing and pattern recognition as organizing secretary 2020. Coordinator of AICTE Atal Academy Faculty Development Program on current trends in Internet of Things. Coordinator UGC HRDC refresher course on e-governance and e-learning in 2022. Sir has completed several research projects, minor research project funded by Dr. Baba Sahab Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad, Sambhajinagar for emergency vehicle. Title minor research project has title for emergency vehicle transit and public alert system using IoT. Project costs approximately 2,50,000 rupees in 2029. Additional was principal chief conservator of forest and silviculturist sponsored major research projects entitled Web Data Management System of Forest Plant Resources of 3 lakhs duration 2015 and 16, 17. DST sponsored major research project under fast track scheme for young scientists entitled Analysis of Visual Speech using multimedia camera angles for audio visual speech recognitions of Rs 17 lakh rupees duration 2013 and 16. Co-investigator for Pune University, Pune Research Project, Biometric Fingerprint Recognition System. Financial assistant of Rs 3 lakhs by Pune University. Co-investigator for Pune University, Pune Research Project, low-cost OMR, optical mark recognitions, technology for examinations. Financial assistant of Rs rupees 3 lakhs by University of Pune. Sir, organized many refresher and orientation courses such as refresher course in information technology organized by academic staff Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Sambhaji Nagar. 87th orientation course organized by academic staff Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Marathwada University. Refresher course in e-governance and e-learning organized by UGC Academic Staff College, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Sambhaji Nagar. Refresher course in e-governance and e-learning organized by UGC Academic Staff College, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Sambhaji Nagar. Apart from above outstanding career, under his scheme supervision, 6 PhD have been awarded, 4 are working, 6 MPhil has been awarded, 1 is working. Last but not the least, Sir has published more than 90 research publications and attended several conferences throughout his career. Thank you, sir. Over to you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Very good morning and thank you for such a brief introduction. I'm really very grateful to the coordinator, the director of this UGC Academic Staff College, Professor Satish Patil sir, my friend Rafi sir, for giving me this opportunity to have an interaction with you all. Since this is an orientation program, today I have taken a very general topic of interest of most of the faculty members out here. I'm very sure that you will have a certain good takeouts from this particular session. And I personally feel that there should be discussion during this particular session, and I am expecting the participative interaction during this particular session. If we can participate together onto the topics, that would be highly appreciated, because see, when you are onto a virtual mode, it is very difficult to ensure the what you can say involvement of the audience, right? But in case of normal course of interaction, when you are having a session into offline, you can easily directly go connect to the students, and you can see whether you are actually reaching to the students or not, right? So anyways, this is a good opportunity for all of us to have an interaction, rather exchange the ideas that we have with us, and try to learn something new. Since this is an orientation class, as I know, there are the faculty members are from different disciplines. Okay, so the topic of today's interest is very generic, and I hope everybody is going to enjoy this particular session. There are certain points that we are about to learn into this particular session. Might be very basic to you all, but would be very interesting if you follow whatever we discussed, so that you can reach to people in more effective way. Okay, being a teacher, we all have an habit of we are habitual of giving presentation to the audience. Okay, and there are various ways to present the uh, content to the audience. Very like there are people, those are those develop their presentation only through the imaging form. There are there are there are people those develop their presentation in very textual way, uh, by highlighting only the words. There are many people, those are actually go into very scientific way of presenting their uh, presentation. Similarly, means might be going for very mathematical way, or might be going with very specific technical way. So what are the points that you feel that one has to think of while developing a presentation? Uh, we'll begin with this because today's uh, discussion is all about this. I hope you got this screen properly. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm getting.
Yes. So our today's discussion is all about uh, this particular segment, that how you can give a uh, great research talk, not a research here in particular, but how you can give a great talk. And I would like to know your perspective, like how you prepare uh, your talk, uh, and what are the pointers that you actually consider before going into the talk. Might be a lecture, might be a invited talk, right? So I would like to understand this particularly from you people, so that we can go ahead. I hope I am loud and clear to everybody, and we can go ahead into this way.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes. So I'm going to shift up between my two screens now. This is one, and this is going to be the seconds. Okay, so this is how to give a research talk, and this is the presentation skills that you are supposed to master. Okay, so this is, and why I have chosen this, because you will get an expert. Those are talking about lot about national education policy, then uh, to a particular specific subject, and likewise, but nobody will touch to the very generic part, which is very close to the teacher fraternity, since this is an orientation class. So we have to think about how effectively we can go into uh, the presentation skills. Yeah. So can we have certain inputs here from you all? I want you to participate into this, because otherwise the session will be completely monotonous, right? So I want some pointers to proceed. Yeah. What are the pointers? Okay, how you present? Do you use uh, mm, PPT
Yes, sir.
for presentation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and this is a very general question. Everybody out of this particular class, everyone is going for a PPT. Okay. Uh, okay. While framing lecture, do you go for any kind of preparations? Yes. Do you carry certain preparation? This preparation is about the topic,
Yes, sir.
about what is second? Hmm. Okay, I think is it difficult? Is this question is difficult?
Sir,
No,
please
sir.
repeat the question, sir, please.
No, sir. It is not difficult.
Oh, see, first thing which we want to understand is, see, whenever we are reaching to, see, teaching is a profession where where you try to your basic objective is to bring the interest of the student into the particular area. If you are too monotonous, then student will directly come for the sake of attendance, sit into the class and go away. Right? So then then you will not he will not get a feel that he has learned something new. Right? How will you make your class so interesting that whosoever sits into your class will feel that he has got something new? Whatever I am asking right up till now is how you are preparing to your class. I hope and I'm very sure that all of you have spent a good time with your student and you have engaged your class very wonderfully. I have I'm not saying that you haven't gone for those things, right? But you have, though you have gone, right? Let us try to think like how you prepared, right? If suppose by this particular end of the day, by this particular session, you got one particular point which will add something to your class, something to your session, that is actually the outcome of this particular session. That you missed this particular pointer, now you got the pointer and you start improving it, because orientation is for this thing only, right? If you are counting it for the sake of placement, then you are at the you are also correct in this way. Okay, but my uh, expectation is this, right? Can you please let me know that how you prepare? You prepare like when you go for a lecture, you go for the preparation about topic. Then what else you prepare? What else you consider except topic?
The presentation of that topic that we selected.
Okay, so you get this topic, you start collecting the additional resources to the topic, you plan that what you are going to present, right? You are going to
Yes.
present what points you will address. Okay,
Yeah.
this you will say. Again, most importantly, you will try to understand the audience. Right.
Yes,
So
sir.
before coming to this particular session, I asked the officer that, okay, what kind of audience am I having, right, into my class? So I need to understand the audience. I need to know, I understood like how you think now, how you think, right? I understand how important is this session to you. Uh, Right. So during your interaction only, I have understood that how important is this session to you, how you think I understand, right? How you interact that I understand, right? So these are the points by which I can pace up my session, right? Okay. This is the point by which I can pace up my session. Okay, fine. So usually you go ahead with going with certain uh, pointers, right? Okay, so it is better to understand some of the important pointers before going to plan a particular lecture for a particular audience, so that it will be certainly new to those who are actually skilled into the art, but those are not into the skill into the art, they will find it that the session was wonderful and informative. Okay, so they can go. Normally, uh, uh, this is the picture which gives you everything. Okay, and for us, this is what we know. Data is everywhere. Okay. Now, what do you understand by this particular picture? Can I get some points here with this picture?
हे चित्र एक हत्ती आणि आंधळे लोक यांच्यासाठीच आहे.
Okay, that's right. Fine.
त्यामुळे प्रत्येकाचं जे काय बघण्याचा दृष्टिकोन आहे तसं जाणवलं तसं तू मांडण्याचा प्रयत्न करतो.
Okay, so the important thing is the perception. Okay, perception. Second, anybody else?
प्रत्येकाला असं वाटतंय की त्यांनी हात लावला म्हणजे प्रत्येकाची थिंकिंग इथे वेगवेगळी आहे. शेपटाला हात लावला त्याला वाटतं दोरी आहे. स्किनला हात लावला त्याला असं वाटतं भिंत आहे. आणि असं वेगवेगळ्या लोकांना वेगवेगळे थिंकिंग त्यांचे त्या हत्तीला टच केल्यानंतर वाटतंय.
Okay, next.
Sir, feelings.
Fine, that is understanding. Fine, next. Do you think that they will communicate together?
No, sir.
No, so there is no communication. Okay, what this elephant is all about?
I think it is symbol for data here.
It is a symbol for data, or it is symbol. So what is this? Is a data, or this is the data?
Elephant is data.
Elephant is data. So okay, try to understand. Elephant is a problem space. Okay, this is the person who is handling the problem. So this you can say this is scholar. Okay, आपण सगळे स्कॉलर आहोत. आपण सगळे एका प्रॉब्लेम स्पेस कडे बघून आपण आपलं प्रेडिक्शन मांडत असतात. दिस इज आउटकम ऑफ युअर अंडरस्टँडिंग. जे तुम्हाला समजलं ते तुम्ही अंडरस्टँड केलं. जे तुम्हाला तुमच्या परसेप्शनने जे सांगितलं ते तुम्ही इथे रिप्रेझेंट केलं. दॅट इज युअर परसेप्शन अँड अंडरस्टँडिंग. Okay, so this is what is actually your outcome. Okay, this is what is your actually outcome. Okay, this is the problem, this is the scholar, and this is the outcome. Okay, but the interesting thing is that to handle this particular problem space, you are not the only one. Right? सर्वात महत्वाचं जो प्रॉब्लेम स्पेस तुम्ही हँडल करत आहात तिथे तुम्ही फक्त एकटेच नाही आहात. देर आर नंबर ऑफ पीपल दोज आर coming and contributing into the problem space. But when there are multiple people, those are coming and contributing to the problem space, then certainly this needs first collaboration. This needs exchanges. This needs collaboration, this needs exchanges, right? And exchanges in terms of ideas, in terms of methods, in terms of outcomes, collaboration in terms of approaches, in terms of methods, in terms of defining credits. Right? So you need ideas, you need methods, you need outcomes. Right? What you exchange is this. Then certainly you need a platform where you can do this all kind of collaboration and exchanges. Okay, and today's world is data driven. Right? Today's world is data driven. So everywhere you'll find data, and you need to define that your perception about that particular problem space and the data that you generated. Okay, and more to this, in case of collaboration also, in terms of exchanges also, right? The very important term that lies here is you are able to convey. Now the question is how you can convey, right? The question is that how you can convey. How you can convey? You can convey, right, through scientific. You can convey either by scientific writings or scientific talks. Okay, so you can convey either by scientific writings or a scientific talks. Now, by scientific writing, I mean you can go for reviews, you can go for experiments, you can go for innovative, what you can say, you can go for innovation directly. And there is a, right, so you can experiments or you can innovate. Okay, now by scientific talk, I mean you can either go for conferences, you can go for workshop, you can go for STTP, short-term training programs, right? Or you can go for any sort of what you can say, target audience. You can go for, right? You can go for a target audience, right? Where you actually convey. Now, either this is the area by which you can convey, right? So the question is what to convey, what you can convey. It is being seen that when you go for reviews, you can convey problem spaces. If you go for experiments, you actually convey methods, and if you go with this, you actually convey technology or products. Okay, now when you go with this problem space, you seek for, in all these three things, you seek collaborations. And when you start conveying, the most important things, your talk, right? Okay, and you need to go for talk every number of times. Okay, now like if you are a student, just try to understand, if you are a student, right? If you are a student, then you need to go for seminars. Okay, you need to go for, if you are a PhD students, you need to go for pre-PhD. Okay, viva voce. Then you need to go for, if you're a student, you can go for scholarly presentations. Okay, all right, or you need to go for defending your viva voce, right? This is about the student. Now, if you are a teacher, right, then you need to talk about topics. You need to talk about science. You need to talk about methods. You need to talk about research avenues. Okay, so this is what is actually expected, right? Okay, if you are a scientist, your purpose is different. So this talk is actually with a purpose. Okay, talk is with actually the purpose. Now let us try to understand. I hope this is being conveyed to you very properly, and all you are with me now in this particular class. Okay, so let us try to see what Microsoft experts provides us the details all about. Okay. Okay, now how to give a great research talk. This particular presentation I have received, I have got from Microsoft Research Group presentation, and being given by Simon Jones. I really impressed with his perception about uh, presenting the points before the audience. Okay, and I find it very useful whenever I prepare my presentation. I hope that it is equally important to you as well. Okay, so let us take a let us just see what Simon Jones has highlighted the points. At the end of this particular session, I'll make it available to you. Um, since it is really equally important for you as well to get this particular things. Okay, so let's see why you should listen to this particular, or anybody who is going into this particular, uh, anybody who is attending your session. So he is coming up with the certain perception, certain expectation. When, like, whenever you take a case. Now you're sitting into this particular orientation lecture. So you are not just sitting, you are sitting with certain set of expectation, right? So you sit with the expectation from the expert that, oh, I'm going, at least I think I should get this kind of thing from the experts. So why you should listen to the talk? This is particularly with respect to audience perspective, that that there is something which is meaningful coming out of it. So whenever you start, like, when you understand that there are certain set of expectations from the audience from you, right? That audience is expecting a lot from you, right? So you need to think about the purpose. So what is the purpose of your talk? Your purpose of your talk is not to impress your audience, right? With the scientific knowledge that you have, or the brain power that you have, or the information that you have, right? So the basic thing is your talk is not all about impressing the audience. Please make this line very clear in your mind, is not to impress audience with your brain power. Rather, uh, rather it is again not to tell the audience that you know everything what is there into the topic, because that is why I have given you the first picture, that the problem space is there. There are many people, those are working, so you are not the only one. So means before going to the session, you must understand this, that you are not there to tell that everything that you know is about your topics, right? And most importantly, you should not engage people into the jargons of your technicalities, right? So you try to make your presentation as simple and as easy as possible for the audience, so that there should be better connect. why this particular disclosure is before actually what is required to be presented, right? Before that particular topic, why it is taken that what should not be included, right? The purpose of your talk is not to impress the audience with your brain power, not to tell them that everything you know is about your topic, uh, not to present the technical jargons, right? So instead of this, the purpose of your talk is to give an audience a feel about your idea, right? Feel about your idea, right? At the same time, like, idea means what? What is your thought process regarding the problem that you are dealing with, or you are trying to address address before the audience, or the area where you want a collaboration that you are inviting. Are you seeking people to get involved into the problem space or not? Right? It is like that. So you need to give an audience an intuitive feel about your idea. You need to engage, excite, and provoke them into your idea. Right? See, for example, let me tell you. Okay, see, if you have got a problem, you have got a problem. Okay, and you want to present this particular problem, right? How will you present a problem? You have got a X problem. You have this X problem. How will you, can anybody tell me, like, how will you present this particular problem before the audience? This is a course of discussion actually now.
By asking a question.
Okay, the way I am doing now, right now, की मी आता जसं म्हणतोय ना तुम्हाला की हा माझ्याकडे एक्स नावाचा प्रॉब्लेम आहे आणि एक्स नावाच्या प्रॉब्लेमला मला मला लोकांना सांगायचंय, तर मी लोकांना प्रॉब्लेम वरती प्रश्न विचारेल का काय करेल?
प्रश्न विचारून.
जर प्रश्न विचारले तर लोकांचं पार्टिसिपेशन वाढेल का कमी होईल?
वाढेल.
कसं वाढेल? कमी होईल ना. कारण हा एक्स प्रॉब्लेम जर नोन असेल तर एक्स हा प्रॉब्लेम असेल आणि एक्सच्या प्रॉब्लेमला जर मी प्रश्न विचारत असेल, फॉर एक्झाम्पल बघा, राईट नाव यू डोंट नो द प्रॉब्लेम. मी सांगतोय तुम्हाला की प्रॉब्लेमला कसं डिफाईन करणार. आता तुमच्या मनात देर आर लॉट मेनी क्वेश्चन की कुठला प्रॉब्लेम, कसला प्रॉब्लेम, कुठला, लाईक विच प्रॉब्लेम माय टीचर इज ऍड्रेसिंग हिअर. आय डोंट नो एनिथिंग, राईट? हाऊ डू आय प्रेझेंट इट? बरोबर, असा एक प्रश्न असेल. सम पीपल सेज दॅट ओ problem is anything in which you anything any issue which I wanted to bring in front of the people, right? Any work that I wanted to bring into the table. एखादं काम जे मला टेबल वरती घेऊन यायचं आहे, एखादा प्रॉब्लेम, एखादा इश्यू जो मला टेबल वरती घेऊन यायचा आहे, तुला सॉल्व्ह करायचा इज अ प्रॉब्लेम. ओके, तर आता मी काय विचारतोय तुम्हाला, आणि समजा मी त्याच्याच विषयी तुम्हाला प्रश्न केले, the case is that the participation becomes less. Okay, right? If you really wanted to place the problem, then what are the points that you want? What are the points that you think? You said that you ask a question. Anybody else? But I feel that asking a question will discourage people. Okay, people to get involved. This is my opinion. You can defend. Get involved. Okay. Anybody else? Was it so difficult? Okay, fine. Okay, so you have a problem, then how you can define this particular problem, how you can bring this particular into the problem. That whenever you are talking about the problem, you have to provide the background. Try to understand. This is the background. Now, the moment you come with this particular background, you can say here is a problem. Okay, then this problem is interesting problem. Here is the problem, and this is an interesting problem. This problem, which is interesting problem, is challenging as well. This is a, here is a background. Background is nothing but, please try to understand, this is a narrative. Narrative. Or you can say this is gonna be a story, right? Which is highlighting that, oh, this is the problem. Okay, this is an interesting problem. This is a challenging problem. Now, if it is a challenging problem, then is it solvable or if it is a non-solvable problem, there is no point in putting this. If this is a solvable problem, we know that this problem is solvable problem, then certainly it is important to specify that this can be easily solved in this particular timeline. Okay. Next, importantly, when it is a solvable problem, then this problem is solved by this particular idea. Okay. So this is how you can present a particular problem. And this is how only you can write this particular segment into your research paper section called introduction. Right? That here is the problem, this is the background, this is the problem. Problem is interesting, this is challenging, this is solvable problem, and this is how this problem is expected to solve. There are, with this particular idea, there are some parallel work also going on, but they are not with respect to what you have thought of. They are parallel work A, parallel work B, parallel work C, D, E, F. Right? Certainly, they have author like A have author A, B have author B, C have author C, D has author D, E has E, F has F, and likewise. So these many people have actually thought of this particular problem, but their idea is different and your idea is different. Okay. So this is how you can present a problem. Okay. So now means what? That you should get an audience, you give an audience an intuitive feel about your idea. Idea is like the approach by which you are trying to solve a problem. Okay. So it is with respect. So I have an idea. So normally what I have seen is this. Right? This is one fellow. This is second fellow. This is scholar 1. This is scholar 2. Right? So normal cases, what is been seen that S1, S2 don't collaborate. S1, S2 don't share anything. Right? Okay. So though S1 has idea 1, S2 has idea 2, they don't exchange their ideas. Okay, they keep these ideas for the sake of this innovativeness. Okay, for the sake of this innovativeness, they keep their idea with themselves. They don't open it. At the same time, they don't know whether this idea is going to really work out or not. Both of them. If just see that if they are collaborate, if they get collaborate, they are like at this particular instance, S1 has only one idea. S2 has only one idea. The moment they collaborate individually, collaborate together, they have two ideas to work. They have two ways to think, right? Two ways to think, and these two ways will lead them a success, right? In very shorter period of time, right? By collaboration, and if they get collaborated, then both of them get benefited. Okay, so this is important thing, right? Okay, now let's see. Now, when I say this is an interesting problem, this is the challenging problem, this particular thing will invite this will invite, what will happen? This will invite, excite, right? Participation, which is your goal actually. Right? This will invite and excite your participation. This, right? So this will engage and excite the participant in going into this. Okay, right? And at the end, they will understand that they got something new out of the presentation. So this means that, like, I am here, you are here, we both interact, we collaborate, we got different ways together. So it is the benefit that you are going to get out of the particular talk. So that is actually the important segment which you need to understand. Okay, so the purpose of your talk is to give an audience the intuitive feel of your idea, make them form about the eagerness that you have to go for the work. You need to engage them, you need to excite them, you need to provoke them to participate and make them happy that they came and attended your talk. Okay. The third point, I said, this is the purpose. So your talk must have a purpose. This purpose is important, right? And the purpose is to convey your idea. Now, to whom you are conveying your purpose is your audience. Okay, so this is the second part, is your audience. Okay. First is you need to set the purpose of your talk. Second is the audience that you need to understand. Okay, now look at the audience. Okay. In most of the cases, right, your audience, in most of the cases, either audience is either, if they are so objective, they will go through all your contribution. They will go through all your contribution. Right? If the audience is so objective, then if audience is naive, in this case, they will listen what all you said without your background. Right? Background all about work oblique credentials. Okay. If you are so objective, now say for example, some of you are doing PhD, right? Or some of the teachers having already PhD. So in this case, the moment you go for your Viva Jose, right? At that moment of time, certainly there are two kind of students. The students of your mentors and the participants. Okay. Now see, the students of your mentor knows everything about you and your contribution. And the participant, they are actually named. Got it? So it is like that. So you need to understand this, right? So in most of the cases, there are good number of chances that if it is a popular lecture, then people come prepared. The students, those are having questions, right, onto the particular topic. They are actually eager for the expert, those are delivering onto a particular topic. So they must have read all your earlier papers. They thoroughly understand the concept, right? Right, and likewise, or they might be, some of them are very fresh, they are alert, and they are ready for action. So usually this is a mixed combination that you are going to have. Okay, but your actual audience is something like you get never heard of, right? So like the way it is today, that I don't know how many of you have heard me before, right? So it's like that. So your mission is to wake them up and make them feel that they got something out of your particular session. So there are two, please try to understand, there are two types of audience always exist whenever you're standing up for the presentation. One is, right, they are very curious, and other, they are very new. So you need to make a balance in between the curious people and the new audience, and your mission is to wake them both, right, and make them feel that the topic is really interesting. Okay. Now the question is like, okay, now you know the purpose, you know the audience. Now the next question is what to put. What to put before the audience. Okay. So simple, very simple. What to put is 20% of motivation and 80% all about your idea, right? So there are 3 points, but third is, there is no 3. So you need to go for 20% of motivation and 80% of your idea. What I have personally seen, that whenever the students are going for PhD Viva Voce examination, right, out of the slides, out of the 50 or out of all 80 slides, hardly 30 slides are all about the work. Okay. And 50 slides are all about what rest of the persons have done. Okay, so instead of this, you should make it like what the people have done into 10 and what you have done into 70. Okay, so I personally feel that this is a better combination. What you have done is 70. So the moment you are going with what you have done into 70, it is all about right? It is all about a story, right? So story of how you started and where you landed. Okay, and that too with your hypothesis and your objectives and presentation should meet at the end that whatever the hypothesis that you made into your research, those hypotheses are being satisfied out of your research. So that is actually the important aspect. Okay, so it is all about 20% of your motivation and 80% of your idea. Okay, now the moment you are going for setting up the 20% part, right? So the audience must be thinking like, why I should tune to this particular talk? What is the problem? Is it an interesting problem? Does this particular presentation is worth in advance, right? Or do I really get, if I'm spending a 2 hours time here, do I really get right? Do I really get benefited out of it, or likewise? So this is actually very important. You need to important point which you are expected to understand. Okay, so 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 it is like you have to have a very strong opening of your presentation so that audience get engaged into your presentation. So you have 2 minutes to engage the audience before you start the dose of your particular idea. So this is, but the moment they are sitting with you, right, they are actually thinking of this particular 4 things. Okay, and it is actually that. Okay, so the moment uh moment you are presenting your idea, right, what audience will remember is like how you have briefed them an idea, how you have briefed them an idea. So you must identify your key idea prior before presenting, and that too with by setting a particular narrative, which I have actually discussed here. Okay, so this you have to do. So you must identify your key idea, right? Then you have to be very, very specific. It is absolutely specific that what idea you are putting forward before the people. Okay, right? And the third important point is the moment you present an idea, your talk is all around the idea only, right? So you need to be very specific, absolutely very specific about what idea you are presenting, and how well you organize your talk around that particular idea. So that is important. Okay, right. Now the most important thing is right. So you need to avoid the overviews at all the cost whenever you are presenting the idea, right? So this is important. So you need to avoid all just overview. Rather, you need to take the deep dive into your particular idea by putting all the pointers that are close to the idea and that immediately coming in the minds of the audience, right? So it should be a complete story by in the sense that okay, you present a problem, then you need to take that particular problem, divide that particular problem into certain stages, bring those stages before the audience, and trying to again bring a additional clarity onto the idea so that it will be very clear to the people those are actually listening to your idea. So this is important. Okay, so the moment you go for it, the your idea is to motivate the people for the particular work. Second is to convey them a basic intuition, right, behind this particular idea and having that particular problem in the mind. Uh, at the same time, it's not the only idea to come forward. It is the action points that justifies the work or the idea that you have presented, right? So you need to illustrate the idea in action. You need to actually defend your idea with the cases, best cases also and worst cases also, that okay, with this particular problem also this gets work. These are the limits where this kind of method is going to work, right? And you need to highlight all the shortcomings. So importantly, whenever you are going to present an idea before the audience, you need to this particular you need to be very specific with respect to your idea, and this should motivate, this should idea should convey, right? This should you should illustrate, you should illustrate with action points, right? this action points is like more importantly workable, right? Okay, there should be workable action points. You need to defend your idea oblique your solution here with cases, that is with the best case and with the worst case. Okay, and you need to highlight the shortcomings. Now, when you represent these shortcomings, these are actually the pathways to be explored. Right? These are nothing but these are the pathways to be explored further, right? Okay, so means what? With this particular problem space, this is how you come to a solutions. Okay, so here you will reach, but this solution will lead you further A, further B, further C, further D, right? So there you can take where there these can be furtherly be resolved, right? So these are the pathways to be explored. So it is not necessary that every time you should say that, okay, these are the challenges, these are the limitation of the work. So there is no limitation. Actually, the limitation is nothing but the challenges that one has to see further. Okay, so what to put in? You need to put this motivation. You need to put the power of convey. You need to illustrate the action points. You need to defend your idea with the best case and worst case, right? Okay, by this I mean, right? So see, you know that any problem mathematically, any problem has a limit. Has a limit. So this is upper, this is lower limit. Okay, so and these are nothing but the boundary conditions. Okay, these are the boundary conditions. So your problem has to, your solution has to meet, get operated into this particular boundary conditions. So you need to define your solution within this particular boundary condition. That okay, what would be the worst case, worst boundary condition could be for this particular problem, and what would be the best where the optimal result is obtained. Okay, optimal result is obtained. So this you need to present. So you need to work with these boundary conditions as well. So this is a part of disclosing the details of your particular idea. Okay. Okay. So next is right. Okay. So in most of the cases, this is quite technical, right? So in most of the cases, there might be certain exceptions which you need to consider, right? So you can go ahead with those kind of including the exceptions. So here, the students, those are from the chemistry, they know that in case of inorganic chemistry, it is lot of exceptions. Okay, you got a exception. So similarly, with respect to the ideas, you might have come across with the exceptions, and you need to provide the exceptions. You need to discuss those exceptions as well. Okay, so this is important. Okay. Okay. Then if you understand what to put in, you need to understand what to leave. Okay. आपल्याला जर कळलं की काय ऍड करायचं आहे तर आपल्याला हे पण कळलं पाहिजे what to leave. Okay. So if you want to see that what to leave out, okay. Okay. So the most importantly, you need to leave a slide which is talking about all about this is how my presentation is organized, right? So you need to very firstly, you need to leave out outline. So you need to leave out the outline. So there should not be any outline furthermore into the topic. So you need to discuss. As I said, it should be more about a story, what you are presenting, and within the story only you have to present what you wanted to convey. Okay, so you need to do this. You need to go for. Then you need to, in most cases, second point which you need to leave is related work. So there might be questions, sir, how do we do that without related work? How do we go for? Then go with this exception. Okay, so look at related work, where you want a related work. When you want to support your work, then you need to specify the related work. But there should not be any point in putting like, okay, these are the people those have contributed into this particular segment of work, right? So actually there is nothing, right? Okay. Okay, so you need not to go for this related work. Okay, but at the same time you can go with the exception and you can write those in the case of support to your work. Okay, next third point which you need to understand is avoid this. Okay, avoid the technical details, particularly mathematics, particularly complex mathematics. You can go for derivations. Okay, but still, what is here? There are certain exceptions to those. What are those exceptions? Sir, my subject is mathematics, and how do I avoid this complex mathematics and complex derivation? No, you cannot avoid, right? There, your audience is the mathematicians only, right? So try to handle it in that particular way. So there are certain exceptions as well. Okay, so please keep those exceptions into the mind. So you need to identify, you need to exclude these technical details. Okay. Okay, now if you understand this, right, what to leave, what to put in, then you can go for presenting your talk, right? Okay, now while presenting your talk, you should have enthusiasm. Right? You should have energy. Right? Just imagine you went to a class, right, with a drowsiness. आपको नींद आ रहा है. You're very lazy while entering into the class. अगदी जड पावलाने class मध्ये enter करतोय. Right? So So that will actually not connect you with the student. So you should enter into the meeting room, or you should enter into the classroom with lot of enthusiasm and the energy, right? This is important. This enthusiasm, energy will make you confident, right? This increases, this energy increases your confidence level, right? Gets automatically elevated, right? Your confidence level gets elevated. So this is important. So means if you do not seem excited by your idea, why should the audience be? If you're not excited about your work, definitely audience will not be excited. So your enthusiasm makes people dramatically more receptive. If you are very active, if you are very uh, energetic, then the people will automatically become energetic, right? This is important. Okay. You need to have your slides, proper revision of your slide prior, right? Prior going to the presentation. You should have that. Okay. So you should have a proper reading of your slide, writing of your slide. There is a habit of people, right? They prepare the presentation at the till to the last moment. So my suggestion to the um, to you all is, don't rush up your presentation till the last moment, right? Before going to the presentation, avoid last minute edits, because that last minute edits will not be handled, right? You cannot handle those last minute edits. Okay. So please be very particular about what you wanted to edit, and up to what time you are going to edit your presentation. So last minute edits always uh, drops your your presentation, right? They will just scale down your presentation in a greater way, right? Don't go for it, right? Have a complete good rest, right? Wake up in the morning with a fresh mind, right? And start go on to delivering your presentation. Okay, this is important. Okay. Sometimes when people come up with the question onto your talk, you should not be, see, you should, in most of the cases, people apologize, right? That I did not find a time to prepare this particular talk uh, properly, or my computer broke down. So these are the excuses, right? So the moment you are presenting your work, means you are comfortable with particular work. The volume of work is absolutely impressive. So there is absolutely no chances of getting apologize. So you must be confident that you should not reach out to this particular stage. So if you read it very particularly, if you've gone through all the presentation very particularly, so you don't need to apologize anything. Okay. The jelly effect you need to understand. So jelly effect is something like, right, you're not you you get nervous, right? You get nervous, you have a difficulty to breathe, if you don't have a stage courage, you have inability to stand up very properly, right? You have inability to operate a brain, right? So the suggestion would be, start presenting yourself before the mirror, right? Like, this is how you go forward. This is the place where you are taking the pause. This is the topic which, right? So rigorously start presenting yourself, right? Don't think about like you are standing before the audience who is specialized into this, right? Since you are confident on your work, uh, you need not to worry much, right? But if you don't have a experience of presentation, this is going to happen with everybody. So simple case is have a deep breath, right? Try to understand what has happened to your talk prior, right? So before giving your talk, you come across with that this particular impact. So what went wrong there? You try to understand. Script it out your entire presentation. You script out all your sentences properly, right? And uh, right, and move around the people those are into your lecture hall, and likewise use good gestures, right? uh, for during the presentation, right? Okay, this is all about important. So what is being a scene is like what you need to see is you need to see the audience, you need to face the audience, you need not to face to the screen. See, the moment you start facing towards screen and reading the content on the screen, there is a lot of chances that you will lose a control of the audience. Okay, so this is very important, right? You should not you should not stand like toward facing the screen. It should be try to get the presenter view in front of you, and you are presenting to the audience, face up to the audience and present. Since you prepared your presentation, so you know your material, what is there, right, and what is actually being presented. So it has to be there with you. Put your laptop in front of you and screen towards you. That will make you comfortable, right? Nowadays, Microsoft Windows has given you opportunity to see three windows. One, the screen, the first section of the screen is like this. So Microsoft Windows is given you, like, see, whenever you present it to the projector, the screen is here, and this is the screen is in front of you. So this is being divided, this screen is entirely divided into three sections. So this is what audience is looking at. This is what is coming next. Okay, so means if you are at slide number 1, this will let you what is slide number 2. Okay, now at the same time, whatever the notes that you prepare, slide notes, or you can say key pointers that you are expected to deliver with respect to one, you can put it here, right? So this will keep your presentation very intact. Now whatever is on one will be presented to one, means onto this screen. This is a projector screen. So on this, whatever it comes here. So next, so the moment you come across with this kind of these kinds of windows onto your screen, you will easily understand, oh, this is going to come to the next. So the moment you are discussing one, you are aware with what is coming to slide number 2. So you can correlate that particular part. If required, you can change your script at the presentation mode only, right? And you can switch over. In most of the cases, what I have personally seen is that you prepare. See, though it is always expected that you should have a proper script before the presentation, right? But in the case is that though you prepared a script, at the time of presentation, you have different things that are coming into your mind, some additional in points which may lose, which you might have missed into the drafting your script. So they may came into your mind. So there is absolutely no problem in putting those points as well during your presentation. So this is important, right? Now, most important thing is do not point much, right? People are using laser pointers, red laser pointer, green laser pointer, and likewise. So don't put much of pointers, right, onto the screen, not at your laptop. In more, I have seen a presenter who is pointing to using a LED pointer, marking that pointer onto the laptop screen rather putting into the presenter screens. So this might of thing happens that he is pointing it pointing it those point onto his laptop, which audience probably not able to see that. Okay, so you need to have a proper coordination, right? So please try to understand is that you are being heard, right? So means you need to discuss, right? Most of the cases, what I have seen is whenever the student is asked for a presentation, usually he or she reads whatever there onto the slides. Okay, but that is not the basic thing. The people those are coming for your presentation, they would like to hear you. So important is, right, whenever you are heard, then you need to understand, you need to have please ensure that you have a good vocabulary. You have a good oratory skills. You have a good vocabulary. Third, your voice is, sorry, your voice is loud and clear. Pronunciation right? You have a good vocabulary, you have a good oratory skill, your voice is loud and clear, pronunciation must be clear, or you can say it must be proper. Okay, so this you need to understand. Okay, okay, and since you are heard, then if you are heard properly, then there must be questions. Questions from whom? Questions from audience. Now, having this question gives you two important points, right? So this helps you for assessment of your talk. First means whether you have reached or not. Second, you are being understood or not. If you are reached properly, then you are being understood, right? And if you are reached properly, you are being understood, then you are successfully reached to excite and you are successfully in engagement. You are successfully engaged the audience. You are successfully excited the audience into your idea. So this is what usually when there are questions, whenever the question comes, people get disappointed, right? People get disappointed, but rather, right, or the question increases the anxiety, the question increases nervousness, that, oh, whether I'm able to answer those questions or not, right? Okay, so that's, but at the same time, it is equal opportunity. It is a good opportunity to reach the people. Okay, so this is important. So the questions are not the problem. You should not take it as a problem. Rather, question is a golden opportunity to connect with the audience. Specifically, encourage the questions during your talk. You should pause briefly and then ask some of the questions. If there are doubts with the audience, then they can go for it. Likewise. Okay. During the presentation, you should take a note of this. Like you should have a, like, being audience, right? Then see, this is what something which we expect from a presenter. Now there are certain expectations from the audience, right? And it is not necessary that every time you are going for a presentation mode only, right? Sometime you need to sit as an audience and listen to the presentation the way you are doing now. And I am very sure that all of you are a very good presenter, right? You have a very good presentation skills. Okay, but being a audience, you should have a eye contact with the speakers. It is not necessarily that you should right, but every time you are just what you can say, steering the speaker, right? That sometimes it looks very bad, right? You should not frequently. You should ask the question whenever the presenter has requested. Whatever you have in your mind, note it down, right? So if you have a question, you should ask that. Either you wait for the speaker that he will invite a question, or if you have a question, start asking it, and don't wait for others to ask the question. Okay, so this is important thing. While presenting your slides, you should check twice. You should double check whether how your computer is connected with the projector, whether it is a wirelessly connected or widely connected, because sometimes wireless projector may get what you can say, get disturbed with any of the Bluetooth device which is connected into the audience, so that may create a problem. Okay. Right, so appreciated if it is wired connection. Check whether it is properly connected. Now they're like, the people are using very different gadgets for presentation purpose. So please try to carry all the required gadgets, because you are not very sure that whatever you are required for your presentation being available at the destination. So please do that. In case if suppose something happens with your projector, try to have a safe copy of your presentation onto your slide, onto your pen drive, or you can bring it onto the drive, or you can attach it to the mail, and likewise. So have a copy of your presentation. That is important, right? So people actually go up with a very annoying technique where they are just preparing a bullet word-wise fashion, present one point at a time, right? Okay, one by one, unless there is a punchline likewise. So they are like, it is going that. Animation effects, you can avoid it actually, but at the same time, proper animation effect will actually prepare your presentation very graceful. So try to avoid the blinking and all that. Try to have a very clear and uh, uh, presentation in animation effects. Okay, then you have a strong closing, right? It is always heard that the moment you have a strong good opening, you should have a strong closing as well. Okay. Uh, so you should, at the same time, you should manage your presentation and your course of discussion in such a way that whatever the time is allocated to you, you should finish it within that particular time. Because if you extend the time unnecessary, that will create a restlessness amongst the audience as well. And there are pipeline speakers as well, right? So you need to do you need to manage your time very properly. But the moment you are managing your time, you should not rush up behind the slides. So you should gracefully move amongst your slide, because you know the length of your presentation and you're constantly watching about the position of the slide. So you can the moment of during the presentation itself, either you can trunk it or you can elaborate it during the presentation, right? So that is uh, that you need to understand. So at the end, that you should have a proper conclusion and closing of your presentation. So that is important. So right. So your talk is for your paper, your talk, and you should not confuse the audience in between the paper and your talk. Right. So your paper goes entirely different, and your talk should go entirely different. So there should not be any confusion in between these two. Now, when you are going for this, you should do it that the good papers and the talks are the fundamental part of the research excellence. So you should write a good scientific article. At the same time, you should have a good presentation as well. Now, for doing this, uh, you have to invest time. Okay. Now, if you invested a time in writing a good scientific article and good presentation talk, then 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 that particular has to be cherished. Okay, so because your paper, your research work ask you to put a time. So this gives you an opportunity to learn and practice the skills as well. Okay, so whenever you write the paper, before writing a paper, you should give a talk about the idea, no matter how weedy and how insignificant it looks like at initial stages, but at the end, when you start working onto that particular idea, I'm very sure that you will come up with the good results. Okay, so this is important for you, right? And whenever you are planning for your research communication, uh, your research manuscript should actually highlight onto the ideas. There are different things, right? There are two different paradigms which people actually opt, right? So like I can pose this question to you, and I will expect answer that. This is the question: when to write a paper. Okay, so I would be expecting the answer from you that when to write at the end of this conclusion. So, uh, so your paper and talks should be crystallizing your idea. It should communicate with the others, because there is no point in keeping idea with yourself and you are taking 3 or 4 years time for coming up to that particular solution. Rather, you come up with the idea, go with the communication, and invite others to contribute. So get the feedback of all your research manuscripts, get the feedback of your talks, right? Then you can start up with the networking and go ahead. So that's it for the this particular talk, and I want your opinion onto this particular aspect. If there are any questions, please come up with your questions. Yes. Am I audible or not?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Audible.
Okay, so I'll just stop this share. Okay, come to this particular window. Okay, now please let me know. Okay, now we'll do one thing. So let me know how many of you have completed the research work. Please mark your responses into the chat window. Those who are registered, they can write registered. Those who are completed their PhD, they can write completed. Let me see. Completed. Okay. Okay, I got 3 responses. Out of 3 responses, 2 were completed, 1 is registered. Okay. Completed. Good. Yes. So 5 responses, 4 is registered and 1 is completed. Good. Okay, so now, like if we take this particular percentile, then out of 5, 1 is registered and 4 is completed. So it is about 80-90% students have completed the research work. So my question to them is like, when we can present, when we can write a paper. Okay. Okay. Since there are no questions and there is no further point open for the discussion, we will close this particular session here only. Thank you so much. Okay. Gaurav?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. If anyone have questions, so please ask.
If there is a question, I'm happy to answer. If there is no question, we'll end up this session.
Okay, thank you, sir, for delivering this wonderful session. I request my colleague, Dr. Indurkar, sir, please propose the vote of thanks and conclude the session.
Okay, ma'am. मी डॉक्टर सुनील इंदुरकर, डॉक्टर प्रवीण यन्नावर साहेबांच्या सरांच्या त्यांनी जे डिलिव्हर केलेले जे प्रेझेंटेशन आहे त्याचे वोट ऑफ थँक्स व्यक्त करत आहे. सरांनी त्यांच्या साध्या आणि सोप्या आणि ओघवत्या भाषामध्ये त्यांचे जे प्रेझेंटेशन आपल्यासाठी सादर केले, जे आपल्याला अत्यंत आपल्यासाठी नॉलेजेबल आणि इन्फॉर्मेटिव्ह होते. लेक्चरच्या दरम्यान सरांनी अनेक महत्त्वाच्या विषयावरती प्रकाश टाकला. त्यांनी आपल्याला एक उदाहरण दिलं होतं लेक्चरमध्ये की हत्तीचे उदाहरण दिले होते. डोळे बंद केलेल्या व्यक्तींनी त्यांच्या अनुभवानुसार हत्तीबाबत कल्पना केली आणि स्वतःचे मत बनवले. त्याच्याप्रमाणे प्रत्येकाला सर्वांनी हे प्रेझेंटेशन पाहिले आहे, ऐकले आहे. प्रत्येकाला वेगवेगळे मोटिवेशन मिळालेले आहे. परंतु मला जे भावले ते मी सांगतो. सरांनी विद्यार्थ्यांसमोर, विद्यार्थ्यांच्या आणि श्रोत्यांच्या समोर बोलताना आपण काय काळजी घ्यायला हवी हे सांगितले आपल्याला. आणि त्यांनी महत्वाचं त्यात हे सांगितलं की आपण जेव्हा लेक्चर किंवा प्रेझेंटेशन डिलिव्हर करतो तेव्हा कधीही श्रोत्यांना इम्प्रेस करायला जायला नाही पाहिजे, किंवा आपण एक्सप्लेन करत असलेले जे टॉपिक आहेत तो टॉपिक फक्त आपल्यालाच माहित आहे असं आपण मानायला नको. आपले प्रेझेंटेशन हे अगदी साध्या आणि सोप्या भाषेत असायला हवे, ज्यामध्ये आपण सर्व टेक्निकल डिटेल्स त्यांना सांगायला हवे. आपला आवाज आणि उच्चार हे चांगले असायला हवे. जेव्हा आपण प्रेझेंटेशन डिलिव्हर करायला जातो, वर्गामध्ये जातो किंवा एखाद्या मीटिंग हॉलमध्ये जातो, तेव्हा अत्यंत उत्साहामध्ये आपण जायला हवे, ज्यामुळे आपली एनर्जी लेवल वाढेल दिसेल. आपण आपले जे काही की आयडियाज आहेत आपल्या प्रेझेंटेशनच्या बाबतीतल्या ते आपल्याला आयडेंटिफाय करता आले पाहिजे. प्रेझेंटेशन दरम्यान काय अवॉइड करायला पाहिजे, काय नाही करायला पाहिजे हे आपण ठरवायला हवे असे सरांनी सांगितले. आपल्या बाउंड्री कंडिशनच्या बाहेर जायला नको. अशा अनेक गोष्टींवरती त्यांनी प्रकाश टाकला आणि आपल्या सर्व पार्टिसिपेंटशी इंटरॅक्शन करत त्यांनी त्यांचा टॉपिक प्रेझेंट केला. त्याच्याबद्दल मी MMTC आणि डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर मराठवाडा विद्यापीठाच्या HRDC डिपार्टमेंट आणि आपल्या सर्व पार्टिसिपेंट तर्फे सर्वांचे आभार मानतो.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you, the organizers. Thank you. Thank you.
मैम नेक्स्ट सेशन कब होगा? हेलो.
What about the next section?